Hi, everybody. Before the episode starts today, I just have one quick disclaimer that this episode got recorded back in early March. So if you hear any dated comments as in International Women's Month or anything like that, that is why we are referencing those things. Because we just kind of recorded this on the whim, and now I'm dropping it as episode 50 because I had a lot of fun doing this one, and it was a fun time with Matt and Med. And yeah, hey, listen, we've reached episode 50. How exciting. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and if you hear any dated references, just go with that. References. Did I say that? References. If you see any or hear any dated references, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. And hey, episode 50's here. Woohoo! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ethan Han Plus. Welcome back. Good to see you again. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button on Ethan Han Productions YouTube channel. And if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, be sure to hit that like button on there as well. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your dog, share it with your cat. I'm bringing in the juice. This is the podcast for Delaware. The podcast that brings the fun, the drama, the talent, as I said earlier. I'm running out of words to say. I brought on two really special guest. Everyone, please welcome back to the show, Ahmed Aldahwah. And right next to him, the Matthew Doe.
Period. What's going on? It's really good.
It's a happy International Women's History Month.
Right. Wait.
We gotta love that, you know?
Better be damn right.
Matt, let me ask you a question, Matt. So, you know how Black History Month just ended? Did you feel like... That's a serious question.
Go ahead.
You know how
Get the black guy.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, this is perfect. But you know how the 28th is the last day, right? Yeah. March 1st, do you feel the racism come back? Or is it all
right, you've had your time.
Yeah, you're done, right?
We're back to it.
Nah, I can't really say I felt any, racism. I can't really say I felt
on March 1st. On March 1st.
Back to work. Nah, I can't really say I can't
Yeah.
No. I can't really, because a lot I'm around a very diverse group of people throughout my life.
True. True. The foreign mix.
You know what I mean? So it's I can't really say there's a certain vibe after Black History Month. No, I can't really say no.
I don't know. I just see a lot of memes or whatever. It's soon as it's midnight on March 1st or whatever. Then it's I just see so many, and that's why I was like.
Some people argue that you guys get the shortest month.
Yeah, well, and that's a fact, isn't it? Is a fact.
You guys get the shortest month.
You know,
I wonder.
Some are even mad every 4 years when they get the extra day or whatever.
Why is it February though? Why is it February?
I think
is there a reason? I don't know.
I think actually, all jokes aside, I think it is because it's the shortest month. I heard that before.
And it's because why would they choose February? Why would they?
Woodson chose February for reasons of tradition and reform. It is commonly said that Woodson, whoever this guy is, selected February to encompass the birthdays of two great Americans who played a prominent role in shaping Black history, namely Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass.
So time out. So they picked February for Black History Month because of white guys.
Two white guys. Black History Month is determined.
That is so tough, bro.
Frederick Douglass is black. Yeah.
No, he's white, bro. I'm about to look him up right.
He's black.
Put up a picture of Frederick Douglass right now.
I'd literally bet my life. He's black.
Wait, is he black?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. We're good.
That part.
I didn't know who Frederick Douglass was. To be honest, it just sounded white. I'm gonna be honest.
I am so sorry.
No, it's So Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln have the same birthdays. That's what it is, right?
No, they just were both born in February.
Oh, the same month.
And they both have done historic things for Black people.
What is known for then?
He is a what is it?
Let's go back.
He is a.
Yeah, can you explain it to us?
Educate us. Ready. Hide the screen.
What's the term? I wouldn't say he's not a philanthropist, but he's
a social reformer.
He pushed the idea of Black education, the value of Black lives. He was a slave himself, but broke out of slavery. I know that. and he kind of like just really pushed it on the American government, including Abraham Lincoln. Like, yo, you guys need to pay attention to black people because we have something to say, and we're worth more than just work. You know, I'm not trying to sound super smart.
No,
or whatever,
you're
but,
good.
like, you know, that's the gist of
you
his
look,
story.
You're a genius right now because me
know
and
what I
Matt
mean?
didn't know Frederick Douglass.
I'm being completely honest. I thought it was a white
I thought
guy,
it was
bro.
a white guy. Sounds like a white name.
Somebody made some video. And they were mad because like this one white girl didn't know who Harriet Tubman was, and so like, but like I look at it like, okay, she doesn't know who Harriet Tubman is, but can you add that same logic if a black person doesn't know what Thomas Edison looks like if they saw a picture? Because that was the situation that the white girl was put in. Like, she was given a picture.
Yeah.
It wasn't like she was given a fact and like, who's this? It was like, here's this picture. Who is this?
Yeah.
So what? Not just white people, but like, what amount of people know a picture of Thomas Edison and can point out that that's Thomas Edison? You know, because they lived around the same time, I believe. You know what I mean? So it's like you can look at it from that perspective too.
Well, there you have it. That was a train wreck of an intro talking about the international things. But I think it's always great that, you know, we all get recognized through months, through days. It's always a good time. There's also a taco day. There's a pizza day.
Do you feel
Foods
like
get recognized?
Do you feel like some days, some of these like celebrations, do you feel like they're a little bit silly? Can they get out of, like, Taco Day? How does Taco Day fit?
Oh, I
for you?
thought
Is
he was
that,
gonna
like,
go like another step or whatever.
No.
I think they're harmless. Like,
Okay.
it's a fun thing.
Do you
Whatever.
think that they're
I
silly?
think it's fun. Yeah.
I don't-
Do you think it's silly to have a Taco Day?
I don't think it's silly. I think it's just, why not?
Would it be silly to have a Ribs Day?
I mean, no. It's cool to have a ribs day.
But the thing is,
Are
like
we
Taco
talking,
Tuesday,
are we talking
like
annually or every day of the week?
Annually.
Okay, yeah, I think annually's fine. Like,
Okay.
it's cool to say,
No,
this date is specifically every year a ribs day. I think that's fun.
Turkey Day, Thanksgiving.
Sure, yeah.
But on top of that, though, like you gotta
you
think
think
like
it's
Taco
silly?
Tuesday, like it just matches with Tuesday and Taco. They both begin with T.
Yeah.
I don't think it's silly. I don't think it's silly.
You're just like, why?
But it's like, if more food days should come out, like, let's say if they go so far as to make like a Sour Patch Day, I'm gonna be like, all right.
You're doing too much.
You're doing too much, you
I
know?
will say this. I don't think everything needs a day.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to do, like, days for certain stuff, but I don't
Yeah.
think everything doesn't need a day.
Like, imagine if they had like a baking powder day. Today's
Yeah.
baking an ingredient, really,
Yeah,
an
yeah.
ingredient, you know.
But, what I'll tell everyone is it's been a while since Med and Matt. Well, Med's been on in the Hot Wings episode we had recently.
Is that Cameron?
Yeah, I see
Oh,
it. Don't worry.
yeah.
I had
I was-
it facing me now.
I don't
yeah.
know. I was like, wait. I was like, okay, but
Med came on the Hot Wings episode. And last time you were on, he was in the garage.
freezing our ass off.
We'll put footage here. We were in a garage freezing our butts off.
You got me working
Yeah.
day and night.
But now we're here.
No.
How's life been? Let's catch up. Let's just talk about life. It's been a while.
go
The
first?
three of us went to high school together, for those of you who don't know, but let's catch up. What's been going on in the daily lives of Med and Matt, and then we can go from there.
I'll start.
You've been working in the hospital. You know you have a hospital story.
Yeah, I do. On top of like the racism, like
Really?
it was so funny. It was like this also goes to show like you can really take whatever like people say.
Like real racism, like not jokes, like real.
No. It was like they said something and they don't even realize it's like kind of out of pocket. But like I said, it's like something you take, and like at the end of the day, whatever you take it as, you can either like get offended from it or you can laugh at it.
Right.
Yeah,
So this
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
literally, I have two stories, and it's funny because you have an example of intentional like stereotypical like whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have unintentional,
Yeah.
and like this one, the first one. Do you want to hear the unintentional or the intentional one first?
I guess the intentional one
oh,
first.
yeah, the intentional one. Yeah,
so
I'd love
let's
to hear
say
that.
this guy, he's a walkie-talkie. He's completely fine. He's getting ready to get discharged. He asked me, "What's your name?" I said, "It's Ahmed." "What's your last name?" "Aldahwah." "How do you pronounce that, really?" I was like, "Well, my actual name is like my full actual name is Ahmed Aldahwah." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And where are you from? Nah, I know where this is about to go or whatever. So he's like, "Well, I was actually born here." I always say that first.
Just to see where they're gonna take it, right?
No, because if I say
I was born here. What do you mean?
Christian hospital.
No, listen. Because if I say, I'm from Yemen. If I say my family's from Yemen, right? They're gonna be like, "Well, when did you come over here?" "I was born here, buddy."
ignorant.
That's why. Well,
Sure.
It's not even ignorant. I think it's kind of funny, but to
Yeah,
save
yeah.
everybody the time, I was like, "Well, just so you know, I was actually born here, but my family is from Yemen."
I got a question for you when you get a chance.
And I was like, "My family's from Yemen." And mind you, he's already on the phone with another guy. I'm doing his vital signs. He says, "Oh, Roger, this guy's from where he's from where Osama bin Laden's from."
Shut up.
I started cracking the hell up, bro. I swear to God. I started cracking the hell up, bro. I'm like, yo, I can't believe he actually said that. And it was so funny. And he said it so loud, too, that some of the nurses even in the hallway said that.
Did they laugh or were they like
No,
they were in shock?
anytime, and like most of the people I
bet.
work with are like white women for the most part.
Yeah.
So like when they hear something like that, it's like,
How dare you?
I'm literally like,
And you're the one laughing.
cracking up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, Roger, he's with Osama bin Laden. He's from where Osama bin Laden's from. We got that mother effer, you know? Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm cracking up, right? And basically, he's on the phone. He's like, you know, we need to. He was like, you speak the language, right? I was like, yeah, I speak Arabic to an extent. I mean, I'm not perfect, but he's like, you know, we could send you back over there as a spy or whatever.
How old is this guy?
Oh,
Is
he's
he
bro, old as
Yeah.
old as crap or
Okay,
whatever. So
okay.
like that's why I'm like you gotta. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like the intentional versus the unintentional,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So he's like, we'll send
He's
you.
just an old geezer.
We gotta send
Yeah.
you back over there. You could be that undercover. I was like, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea. And then he was
nice.
like, you know what, Roger? How do I know he's not an undercover with them?
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm saying this. I'm expecting y'all to laugh. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean,
like,
it's funny. No, I look at it.
I was gonna.
You're in shock?
Like it's so funny because like in reality I'm like crying, bro. Like I can't believe this guy actually said it. And the fact that he's like, well, he might be an undercover for them, and like he's just taking the information I'm giving him.
That's
It was like, you know, I was like,
Is the guy Roger next to him, or is he like on the
He's
phone?
on the phone.
Oh, he's
He's
on the phone. He's telling his veteran.
yeah, he's talking to his veteran buddy. That's the crazy part of whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then so the guy on the phone, like he's just like
Yeah.
they're laughing or whatever, and they're going back and forth.
Yeah.
Going
And-
crazy.
You know what?
Going crazy, bro. They're going crazy.
You mentioned it. What I find funny in that situation is it's always funny when, okay, something racist has been said to like either like let's say us in a situation,
Yeah.
and
Some
when
would say
when a
racist
third
or
party,
stereotypical, so you got to be careful.
or when, and then a third party, as in like those white ladies who were in the hospital, are offended for you. But it's like it's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny.
And then they look
laugh.
at you like you should be like they look at you
It's-
like a charity case. Like
Yeah.
no, we you should feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah,
no, I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
good about myself.
There's
Like,
because there's a balance. There's a balance to knowing what's funny and what's not funny. Now it's never good crossing the line.
Yeah.
But stuff like
I
that
didn't
situation
feel-
itself.
Yeah.
If you didn't feel it, then yeah.
I didn't feel
Yeah.
disrespected. So
Yeah,
at the end of the
yeah,
day,
yeah.
and like the thing
It's
is,
funny.
I don't expect anybody to know everything.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so the fact that he was like, "Oh, he's from where Osama's from," like I just started.
It's funny. Yeah.
No, I was laughing. I thought it was so funny actually, and
What was the other version?
so the other version actually has nothing to do with Arabs at all. It was a grandma, a white grandma, right? And she was like, "You have nice, wonderful hair," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." She was like, "You know, I just wish if I could get a nickel every time, right? I just wish I could just take your hair and put it on my head. You know how many times I get that at work?" So, okay. She's like, "And you know, I just had my first half black granddaughter." I'm like, "Oh snap!" I was like, "Okay," like I'm like, and like the thing is, like
Yeah.
you know, by face, some people could look at me and say, "Okay, well, like, we don't know what he is. Is he mixed? Is he Hispanic? Is he Arab? Is he
Yeah,
whatever?"
yeah.
Right? Because like you know, like I look like pretty much a lot of things.
And you have that face too. You
It's hard to tell.
He could pass
It'd be
for
hard to
Corbin
tell.
Blue.
Yeah, Corbin Blue.
I could give you Corbin
Yes,
Blue, or I could
Corbin
give you
Blue.
He could pass for
Muhammad Salah. Like Corbin Blue or Muhammad
Yeah,
Salah.
yeah.
He has that face for sure. For sure.
No,
Yeah,
that's it. I never even thought about that. Like, it would.
You know
be,
what I mean?
It's
I've
hard,
gotten
It'd
everything.
be hard to determine.
I've gotten
that.
everything.
Like, I've gotten a lot of things, but I bet you get a lot. I bet
It
you
helps
get a lot.
people to know my name, but
Yeah.
if my badge is like dangling around, they can't like read it or
Jeez.
whatever.
Is it Jose? Is it what is it?
No, literally, like I've gotten South American from like Colombia, like
Yeah,
Ecuador, like Brazilian. I've gotten Latin America from like Mexico, the islands, Puerto Rico, Dominican. I've gotten mixed, black, white, black.
That's
I'm about to say, I've got the
interesting.
same thing too. Like
That's
I'm
so
from
interesting.
Germany. I'm from Sweden.
Nice.
and,
Good job.
to go back though, so
Wakandan.
she
I think I've got that one.
Yeah,
No, I haven't got that
Wakandan.
one yet.
Nice.
Not really.
So she basically was like, you know, da 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 da. Yeah, so I have my granddaughter, my first one. This is my 19th, and
Wow.
she's half black, and you know she has hair just like you. And I'm like, well, wow, that's really nice. I'm glad to hear that you have a new granddaughter. Like, I don't know, like, why, like, her just being, like, mixed or whatever is, like, a big deal. She's like, and my daughter, she just woke up one day, she was pregnant. I was like, oh, okay, well, and I was like.
She follows up, we weren't happy about it.
She was like,
you know what I mean?
She didn't say that. She didn't say that. But she was like,
Surprise.
she didn't say that specifically, but she was like, well, I'll just tell you this, my other 18 grandchildren are just white. So, like, we were a little bit surprised when we found out she was half and half.
Good to have something different for a change.
And mind you, what's crazy? This was in the same day from the other guy who, like, said the Osama
It's
bin
the
Laden
same
thing.
day?
The same day. I swear, this is yesterday.
No,
This is yesterday. I swear to God. Like, this is off the top,
gosh.
bro. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's amazing that you have a new granddaughter. Just keeping it cordial.
Yeah,
and she's like, and what's crazy? She loves to dance. I love to dance too, but I suck at it. She's so good at dancing. I'll tell you, she didn't get it from our side. I was like,
oh, no, she said that.
She's like, she didn't get it from our side, and I'm just like, please,
because you can look
It's
at
the
it.
Jackson 5.
You can look at it.
It's the Jackson 5.
You can look at it from like two different situations. Maybe her family really can't dance, right? You want to give that person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe your family really can't.
It could
dance.
be just a dancing issue.
Yeah,
Or it doesn't mean it the other
we
way.
could circle
No.
it.
Right.
No. We could circle it back around because she was literally bringing this up to me because she probably thought that I was like half like mixed or something
Facts,
like that. So
facts.
she's saying it like I was getting ready to break down and start doing the whatever like.
In her mind, she's trying to make you feel comfortable. Like it's okay, I accept black people.
Yeah, like I'm like,
know?
That's
I'm like,
the thing.
man,
I
you're
think a
far
lot
off.
of them do try to like pull out or like make it relatable. Like,
Yeah,
oh, don't worry, I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Like I'm cool. I'm not one of those racist old women, but they actually end up sounding racist.
Yeah, like you're making me,
Yeah.
you're making me feel more uncomfortable than you did before.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So that's basically between both of them. But like, what I like to do is I always like to test the waters a little bit. I love hearing like that rage of like whoever it may be, like whether you're like a liberal or whether you're like on the like super conservative side or whatever. Like I always hit them with the, you know how they could be nowadays. Like, I don't know what this world is coming to. He's like, you know what? Those goddamn liberals. And that's how you know if the other person's a conservative.
Yeah.
And then vice
yeah,
versa.
yeah,
It was
that's
like,
how it is.
you know, those people or whatever on the other hand, like, like they just hating, I don't even have to say who they are. But like, yo, those conservatives, they don't want us to do anything.
Yeah.
that's a real conversation kickstarter right there, man.
Yeah, no. And you always hit them with like, you know how they are.
Because you know
You
they're
hit them with that. You hit them with how they are. They just start talking as if you already know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about at all.
Yeah,
I just wanted to see where you're going with it.
because odds are they're gonna jump into it. They're gonna jump into it. You know
Oh
what I
man,
mean?
it was on their mind. The fact that they think that they have
It's what
somebody
they always
want to
talk about.
Yeah.
It's what they always want
man.
to talk
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Either you do want to talk about it or you don't. But if you do, you're only gonna go two ways. You're only
Yeah.
gonna go one of two ways. So
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
sense. But what I was gonna say, I had a question to ask you though. My question was, have you ever been in a situation where like somebody's asking you where you're from? The Yemeni person is expecting you to say that you're from Yemen first before you say you're born in Delaware. Have you ever been in a situation like that? Where like they're looking at you to see like whether you have pride for your country or are you just gonna say straight up Delaware?
I have pride for my country, but like also,
But you know that- but you
it's
understand what I'm-
it's just at this point I've rehearsed this. I've been working at the hospital for close to 2.5 years now. If I say I am from Yemen, the follow up question is when did you get here? Whole time I was born here, literally Christiana Hospital. Like the
Yeah,
hospital I
yeah,
work
yeah.
at, you're just gonna be like, oh well, sorry. So I always say, well, just so we know, I was actually born here. My parents came from Yemen though. And
There's like a script with it because
no, I have a script.
Yeah,
no.
I have it
down,
mine's
like,
mine's
perfected.
pretty simple.
Yeah,
when
perfected.
people look
Same
at me,
thing.
they're just like, again, it's always the where are you from?
Yeah.
and it's like, like when I'm like Delaware, but of
Yeah.
course I know what they want to hear.
Yeah.
So I'm
Exactly.
always just like, oh, I'm Filipino, but I was born here in Delaware. Like
Yeah.
just to get it all done. They're like, oh, and then they're like, have you been there? Blah blah. I'm like, yeah, 3 times. Blah blah blah. All this
Yeah,
stuff
every single time.
And it's sometimes I mess with people if I know I can have a little fun with them. I'm like, yeah, and I'll do it with people who know the truth in the room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I was born in the Philippines, in Manila, Quezon City. And then they're just like, oh, really? That's so nice. And someone's like, no, he wasn't. So I always think it's funny to kind of poke fun at it. Yeah.
I do
Okay.
that too. I do that too with I say that I'm West African, and like whenever I'm with my African friend, I say I'm half caste. I say I'm half Fulani and half Lebanese. And like Fula is like
It's
a
fun.
tribe.
Yeah.
Fula is a tribe in like Sierra Leone and like Guinea
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So that's like they don't necessarily like claim like the country. They claim the tribe they're from.
Okay.
So I
Sometimes-
say So I'll be like, oh, I'm half Fulani and I'm half
Yeah.
like Lebanese. I'm half caste. So like they say, basically you're half African, and they eat it up every single time.
Yeah. It's funny because I mean sometimes I'll give options to them. I'm like, all right, Chinese, Filipino, Hawaiian, Guatemalan, or Mexican.
That's an interesting conversation.
Mexican all the time.
No way, no. I
Oh,
wouldn't
it's
get
always
Mexican.
It's either Mexican or Chinese. Or
Really?
if they
Mexican.
really
Okay.
know what a Filipino looks like, because there's a Filipino look. If you know,
There's a
if you know,
standard-
if you
there's a
know.
standard, right?
And some
There's
people are like, "Oh, you're Filipino," but it's very rare. Because again, there is a Filipino look if you know what a Filipino looks like.
Right.
But
I wouldn't
tou-
be able to distinguish that, but like even for Arabs, like if you'd be like, oh, he's from Yemen.
That's the thing.
versus
If you
he's
know,
from-
you know. Yeah. But if
Versus,
you don't
like-
know, you're gonna be a little curious. Like, I'm actually not too sure. To kind of get back to it, we caught up with Matt. Matt, what's going on with
Little
your
segue about
what's going on
race.
with your life, Matt?
Man, the same thing as like a year and a half ago. Just trying to get through school, man.
Trying to
Like,
get through school.
I got my bachelor's in sociology, and it's just kind of like I'm trying to get through.
You're just going through nursing school right now.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my prerequisites in so I can start clinicals. So the issue is like I would have spent a majority of my 20s, in school, really still on my undergrad, which is basically just you trying to get your bachelor's, and it's like I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna go through as far as I can and achieve it,
Yeah.
But it's a journey. It's a journey that
Explain
can change you.
again, because I remember we talked about last time I saw these guys. We were at an Olive Garden, just catching up. Med is going through nursing as well.
Yeah,
What's-
Med's in right now. He's in
now,
clinical.
why is he in right now and you're not? What happened?
Because
He's in and you're still doing school. I feel like you've been in school
for a
forever.
decade. For a decade, almost.
Explain why. Break it down the easy way. Like, why has this happened?
Life ain't fair, bro.
Yeah, life's not
Is it
fair.
the educational system?
The system is a little effed
The
up.
Explain.
system, if you're not careful, can gear you in a certain way, and if you do not take action upon yourself to make sure you take the shortest route, they're gonna keep feeding you scraps. And if you get to a certain point, the better choice might not be as good because you're already neck in. So you spending, I don't know, 3-4 years at a community college versus going the route that you wanted to, if you're already a certain level into what you're in, going that route that you should have gone, it wouldn't be too late, but it would be it wouldn't make sense because you'd be taking the same amount of time. If that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you go far enough on a certain path, you have to finish it. You have to see it.
You
through.
started. There was 2 trails.
Yeah.
You started along your trail and there's no leaving it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he started a shorter trail.
And
You went to Del
It
Tech.
wasn't shorter. I wouldn't say it was shorter.
it's not
Well,
shorter.
here's
It's
the thing,
not
you're
shorter.
still you're doing nursing stuff, but you're still in school.
It's 4
yeah,
years.
I'm still in school.
It's 4 years. It's
It
4
is.
years. Mine is literally more than 4 years.
It's a program.
Yeah, mine is a program to where after you get your bachelor's, then you go. And it's a roughly a year. It's roughly a year long.
When are
So-
you done? How about that? Like, do we know when you're done?
Once I get in and start clinicals, it'll be a year. So hopefully it's 2023. Hopefully by the end of next year,
By the end of next year, I should see you posting.
2024.
2024.
You
yeah.
should be walking around in scrubs in some sort of medical environment.
Well,
I mean,
if it's by the end of 2024, he'll probably be walking the scrubs beginning of 2025.
Yeah, because you gotta what is it? You gotta
You gotta take your NCLEX, which is like
Yeah.
your licensure exam
God.
to make sure
Yeah.
you're qualified to be a nurse and
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And my mom has this idea of like she wants me to go to school, like get my master's, become a nurse practitioner. Of which I'm looking at her like you better be lying, you better be lying because it's like I don't have like I wouldn't say that it's my passion to become. I told her this all the time. It's not my passion to become a nurse practitioner. I'm here for I set out on a specific goal and I'm trying to meet it and finish it.
Yeah.
Because obviously you already know, like the
Yeah.
goal, the dream, that what really makes us happy is doing
Acting.
and being creative,
Right.
on
Yeah.
our own
Yeah.
end. So
yeah. And you haven't been able to flex that muscle.
no, not in a long
Not at
time,
all.
man. I'm seeing you on stage, killing
And
it.
I always I would love to tell Matt to get you involved in stuff, but I know
You
you're so
know.
busy, and school is important.
You
I know,
know.
and I know you're trying to do your thing because that's gonna work out for you in the future.
For
so
sure.
that's a tough one, man.
And
yeah,
again, my mom is like, as soon as you're done, you should go and go to school for becoming an NP. And I'm like, yo, no, no, I don't know. And she's telling the family members like, yeah, when he gets out, he's gonna make this amount of money. It's not
she's
about that. It's
bragging.
about being happy, and you can't
Yeah,
reach
yeah.
that by doing something you don't want to do,
Yeah.
So no matter how much money I make, no matter how much stability I gain, it's not gonna bring happiness. It might bring stability for family members and for myself, but you're gonna hate going to work every day.
Right.
Yeah.
So just been busy with nursing.
Yeah, man.
When do you live, Matt? Like
When do I live?
Yeah. When
Wow.
do you? When is the chance to breathe in a
When is the
day of
chance
life,
to
Matt? Because again, I know not a lot of people listening know Matt like that, but me and Med do, and it's tough to get you scheduled for hang. I mean,
Yeah.
Med too, because you're busy with nursing
Yeah.
too. But you're always busy. When do
Yeah.
you get a chance to breathe? And what do you do when you like on your downtime? Do you get
Yeah.
when you get it?
So,
I'm curious. I just want to know.
man, how do I, all right, so look. So,
What does a Matthew Doe do in his free time these days?
So Matthew Doe. So like, all right, so I wake up in the morning. School, boom. We're out the door.
Sure, okay.
I'll drop my mom off to work, and then after class ends, I'm at the library. Right now, I'm taking biochem, right? Biochemistry. That's the hardest class I'm taking right now, outside of my other classes. And I've gotten to the point now where I've taken a majority of like the entry level chemistry classes. I've taken a lot of biology classes. I'm taking an entry level biology class, biochem class, but you know, the professor is a tyrant, you know, and so I just took my first exam, and we're supposed to get our results back this coming Monday, and I'm scared as hell because it's like, yo, I wonder what I got. I'm praying for a B in the class, but in order for you to get an A or a B, you have to devote your time. I mean, I don't leave the library. If I get to Moore's library at, let's say I get there at like 2:30, I'll go pick my mom up, drop her off home, right? Because my mom goes to work early in the morning. She's off by, some days she's off earlier, some days she's not. But like, so let's say I'll go pick up my mom at 3:30, 4:30, drop her off back home. I'm not leaving the library till like 10 p.m.
Oh, jeez.
You know, literally,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like literally like my everyday, just preparing for these exams, you know. And then like, let's say okay, it's the weekend now. Okay, I go to work on Saturday and Sunday, and then I'm sleeping. And when I get home from work, I'm sleeping.
And it all starts again.
And it all starts over again.
Oh my gosh,
You know,
man.
so it's like, you know, I don't like the idea that there's not that element of free time that I'd like, you know, that's
Yeah.
convenient enough for me to like balance it. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
a price you pay, right? Especially when you make the decisions
Well,
I've
that's
made
the
up to
thing.
this
I
point.
mean,
you know?
your future's probably going to look bright now.
I hope
because
so.
of that. Yeah, I'm sure it
There's
will.
debt, but you know, there's debt too. Like,
Because you living off loans right now?
Yeah.
Like you're just riding
halfway
on
loans, halfway like government
Yeah.
aid. You know, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And you know, it's like another thing too. It's like you see this level of frustration and anxiety and just straight up what's the word I'm looking for? Not frustration, but I can't even think of it.
Are you trying to describe you or stress?
Yeah, just stress. Straight up stress. And you see it in other people because
Yeah.
you got other people who are taking, like, let's say you have somebody who's taking just biochem like me. Biochem, some other like sociological, like medical classes, but then you have somebody who's taking anatomy and physiology, biochem and microbiology, and like 2 other electives. But obviously their intellect is a little bit more, like it's a higher level. I'm not gonna say that person is smarter than me, but they can take on a heavier load and still, like, you know, persevere. But if I do something like that, I'm getting all C's if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
But they're pulling through and getting like B pluses, like B minus to B. So it's like, you can imagine what type of stress they're putting themselves through with that type of workload. You know, I mean,
Just because I'm curious, because did you take biochem too for nursing stuff? Like, did you have to take it?
The thing that was like,
and this is a regret of mine too. I think he's getting ready to explain.
yeah, the thing that was one of the best perks of going to Del Tech is you're not required to take any like chemistry classes.
Wow.
So what they'll do is they'll take your transcript from high school and say, okay, you have a basic knowledge of chemistry.
So is chemistry really needed for nursing? You'd say. I mean, and yeah, sorry, this is a dumb. Someone's listening to this, like, what an idiot for asking that.
To an extent, it's good to know your chemistry for like you know what salt is. If you were to like sodium chloride, right? And you know that like the components that make it is like sodium and chloride. That's how you get salt.
Yeah.
And it's good to know certain stuff like that because when you're learning, like, it gets more complicated when you go into like acid-base balances. So like, you know how like your lungs and your kidneys work together to keep your pH at a certain level, and you need to have hydrogen and bicarbonate. And I remember it's like bicarbonate is like HCO3, and it's a negative. It's a anion, and hydrogen is and it's hydrogen. And you put if you take that hydrogen ion and you add. See, this is why you
It's
need to
okay.
know
Well,
your
hang on.
This is why you
all
need
the
to know
stuff
your
he's
chem.
saying right
Yeah.
now is the stuff you're dealing with all the time, like hydrogen, sodium
Yeah.
chloride.
Yeah.
You're learning about this right now.
It's maddening. It's if you don't have a love for, let's say for example you have somebody who's going to make medicine. Okay, if you're going to school for pharmaceutical like pharmaceutical purposes, you want to get your license to become a pharmacist and to administer medicine. Somebody has a specific issue. The doctor tells you as a pharmaceutical engineer or whatever that this person has a specific issue. Okay, the doctor says, I think they might need this medicine, but you as a pharmacist, you know the exact medicine they need. Okay, then you might have an interest in learning about chemistry, this, that, and the third, and pH level and all this stuff. But a nurse just gives you could
There
probably
should
say they
be
give the surface level medication, but they don't give medication based off of, oh, I think this person has this, I'm gonna give them this. That's a pharmacist's job.
It doesn't necessarily help me knowing chemistry necessarily, but with that being said, it can give you an advantage knowing like a simple like basic thing of chemistry. I was just knowing that Deltec you didn't have to like take chemistry. I was just like,
and that's the one the one regret that I have. It's like, man, I really put myself through the ringer.
Because let's say in the middle of you taking your classes, you were like, I don't want to do this anymore, I'll go to Deltec. You're starting from scratch. That's why.
Not necessarily. I went there like probably like a year ago, and the lady told me, she was like, okay, you got all your classes in, but unfortunately you have to retake anatomy because they don't teach the same anatomy at UD that we teach here.
No, so what? It's not that. So more specifically, anatomy at Deltec is a ranking course. So in order to get into the nursing program,
You have to do well.
They want to see what you get in anatomy and physiology, like grade wise, because it's a point system. So like if you get an A, like in anatomy and physiology at Deltec, that's 4 points. The 4 points that you get the A that you get from UD,
they can't really match it
because it's like we
match
don't
it.
know how our teachers are teaching it. Or whatever.
that makes
so
sense.
It's like,
Yeah.
how do I know like those teachers just like didn't get paid off? Not saying they do, but like it's like we have like a structure
That's
that we
crazy.
follow here. So it's like that between a math class and then also you have to take a TEAS test where basically they're ranking the students. It's literally you have to be a top 80 student to get into the nursing program. And I was like 53rd when I had looked at my number, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes
good.
me wonder though. I'm like, damn, bro. Like everybody that gets into nursing school is smart, and we all be struggling in nursing school. Like so, like that just shows like the intensity like nursing school is.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
No, I'm sure it's not. Yeah.
I be stressing.
Yeah,
Did I tell you I cried after my first exam?
Really? What was the
Did
emotions?
you pass that first exam? Because I remember you
Was
were
it the
really
grade
stressed
that
out.
made you cry, or just the hard work you had to put in?
Bro.
Everything.
I probably put like a week, like a work week's worth of studying.
A week's equivalent of like an hours.
Maybe
right?
like 40 hours, like a work week, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Into my first exam. And, like, I tried so hard because, like, I never really necessarily, like, studied for any classes or whatever. Like, growing up, in high school, I never studied. College, I started studying, but, like, it wasn't, like, anything super consistent. But once I got to nursing school, I was like, bro, if I don't sit down and actually read this stuff, bro, I'm not passing.
So give me an example, because again, this is coming from me. Everyone who listening knows this. I didn't go to college, graduated high school, did my acting crap, did what I got to do. Give me an example right now, because whenever I hear biochemistry hard, I had to study for like 9 days straight, blah 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 blah. I'm not doubting that person. I'm not doubting you guys when you say you study it. Give me an example of what you have to read about. What's a question on the homework?
You get a patient that comes into
So he's giving
ER.
you the nursing perspective.
Like, so this is a question you would
This
find
is a
on your
nursing
homework.
question. This is on an exam.
On an exam, okay. I'm
a
just
patient
curious.
comes in from the ER going through an anaphylactic shock. So they're having an allergic reaction. They're having an allergic reaction.
Okay.
They give you scenarios pretty much, and like you have to. They always ask for the most right answer.
Okay.
Because everything on there technically is something you would do, but what would be the priority?
Right.
So patient comes in having an anaphylactic reaction, and this is just to like dumb it down or whatever. But
Yeah.
what would be the first course of action based off of everything that you have whatsoever? So it's going to be
There's always multiple choice, just like you do this.
Well, there's
Multiple choice
multiple.
is scary, man.
And then they have select all that apply too. So it'd be like, so basically, it's literally like which ones are the answer and which ones aren't.
Two could sound really right. Now, which one do you pick? Because one of them's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, it's 5. It's 5 select all that apply. So either it could be 2 out of the 5 or 4 out of the 5. They don't do 1 or 5 out of 5. They always make sure there's one that's wrong, but even that, like, it's very close. So it's like, okay, like, you have to know this stuff to a T, because if you don't, you're going to get it wrong. And, like, you only get, like, X amount of questions on the exam. So, but the patient comes in, anaphylactic shock. The patient was just taking this medicine. Like, he's on an IV. Ugh. He's on an IV drip right now and is experiencing anaphylactic shock. What is the first course of action to do? It's going to be stabilize the airway. It's gonna be administer the was it the I can't even remember right now. It's gonna be stop. It's gonna be like stop the med that they're currently getting, stabilize the airway, check if they have a heartbeat, or is it gonna be give the what's it called?
Shit, you know better. You know better than me.
Give the
You're taking the classes.
Give the.
I'm gonna allow the patient's gonna die on my watch.
Person came in with allergic reactions,
and they're getting another med to stop the allergic reaction, and they're still the reaction's getting worse.
What are my options?
You're gonna stop the med. You're gonna stabilize the airway. I'm sorry, you're not gonna do it. Are you gonna stop the med? Are you gonna stabilize the airway? Are you gonna check for a heartbeat? Or are you gonna stop? Are you gonna give epi? Are you gonna give epinephrine?
Is it the epi?
No.
Is it?
So wait, you said your answer. You have 3 options left. So you're gonna stop the med. You're gonna stabilize the airway. Or are you gonna check for a heartbeat?
You're gonna stabilize the airway.
No.
I tried to say it. I tried to say it like I knew what it is. Yeah, and I was hoping that was the right one, so I could say like, oh yeah, that was right.
Solid guesses. Yeah. Okay. So what was the actual? What did you answer?
Out of the last one, y'all can both answer this. Right? You're gonna stop the med, or are you gonna check for the heartbeat?
I would say stop the meds.
It's actually stop the med.
Because to me, honestly, the check for the heartbeat didn't make sense to me. Because isn't the person still alive?
Person's dying, right? I mean,
they're going through anaphylactic shock.
So see where their heartbeat's at.
Whether you check the heartbeat or not, the heartbeat's gonna probably stop if you don't do.
something.
Yeah, you know?
So
that's the only logic we have too.
It's
There's probably a reason to check the heartbeat though. There's probably a decent.
That
reason.
would probably be the last course of action.
Sure.
So what you would probably do is you're gonna if they're actually going through like an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
Right. You want to stop the med because that med could possibly be what is causing the allergic reaction.
How do you stop the med?
Oh, you just hit the IV pump. You just turn it
and
off.
that takes care of it.
And I got that question.
Okay.
It was something like so simple like that, and that I got wrong, and I was so mad because I was like, I can't believe it's something so simple like that.
You know it.
And I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna stabilize their airway because like there's like a hierarchy of airway, breathing, circulation.
Yeah.
And so like the airway is always like something you prioritize, but even before that, you want to give the epi. And so, like, all those things are correct.
It's just, what is the first thing you're going to do that will help this situation right away?
Yeah, because you want to stop them from getting more of that med that is giving them that reaction, and then you're going to give them the epi to basically counteract the reaction, and then you're going to stabilize the airway to make sure that they're able to breathe, get oxygen, and, you know.
This makes sense because, I mean, of course, I knew, like, this from the jump, but hearing it from you guys, I guess they make everyone go through hell. Because these are people's lives.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It's people's lives you got to take care of.
It makes sense that people have to be able to answer these questions as adequately as possible and as many ones as right as possible. But, it just sucks that you'll be studying,
And then things get wrong.
This isn't black and white studying either. Like, it's like literally you study like the pathophysiology of what's going on. Like, so like.
You guys just using books? They just give you the textbooks?
You go through
or you can go online?
I do a lot of practice questions that kind of like prepare me. But like there's like I said, there's like a hierarchy. Like that you're going to do this before you do that. Or you're going to check on this patient first who's in this condition before you check on the patient who's been in the hospital for X amount of days.
And then it's scary too, right? You can attest to this. There are like, everybody has their own studying strategy. You could use Quizlet. You could use YouTube. You could use the textbook. You could use flashcards.
Study groups.
Person A might be doing just the textbook and their notebook. Person B, she might be doing YouTube and the textbook. Me, maybe I'm too scared. Who should I study with? How should I study? Like, who should I study like? I'll choose person B. Then mess around and use person B's approach, their method, and then mess around and get a freaking D plus. But when you switch to this person's method, person A, right? You got a B plus. You got a B plus. You got an A minus. And you didn't even know, right? So okay, now you know what studying strategy you have to use, but maybe the next exam might not work for that same studying strategy.
Oh no. So even down to the classes too. So like a med surg class, you don't study the same for a psych nursing class, and vice versa for a peds and maternity class. Because on top of like the stuff that you're gonna learn, you also have to take into consideration how the instructor is gonna teach.
Nurse actors.
Actor nurses.
We gotta flex your muscles again, man.
Yeah, like
I want to get these two. Whenever the next free slot we have, I want to get you your clip done for SWAT.
Yeah.
The movie's not coming out till July, so I still have time to film scenes.
I'm about to say anything after April, pretty much I'm free.
Oh, anything after April. So between now and April.
No.
Really?
I'll be free. What
about you?
I'll be pretty free. I'll be pretty free after May.
After May?
After May, yeah. No. I'm not like I'll film if I can find time. But after May, I'll be free for sure. I know that. Yeah.
I would say the only reason why I could even come here today is because I'm on a 2-week break from school. Like we have a spring
when
break.
does your break end?
We get it literally like I go back Monday.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
My spring break is I think not for like another.
And then I usually work every weekend. This is actually my first weekend off in like literally like months.
Are you free this weekend?
I have a wedding to go to. I'm sorry.
No. Oh yeah.
That's why I got
Yeah. No, that's fine. We'll figure it out.
Sucks.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Sucks. Yeah.
But yeah, after this podcast, we're gonna watch. If you guys still have time, we'll watch the show I was in.
Yeah.
We'll check it out because they didn't make it to Play That Goes Wrong. How unfortunate, because they're busy though. They're busy.
Are these productions? Are they in what, Middletown?
The Play That Goes Wrong is in Milford.
And that's farther away.
I was doing long drives for it. Yeah, I was doing long drives for it. Well, JC's down there, my girlfriend.
Oh, she lives down there.
So it kind of helped out. So like I would drive to her house.
I know you spent the night over there. You didn't drive to rehearsal every day. No,
it wasn't every day. Tech week was rough because Tech week you did to do everything every week. But rehearsals were like twice a week, so I would always be down in Dover. I would go to her house first, hang out with her, and then we'd go to rehearsal together. So it made it a little bearable knowing I had a place to hang out for a little bit and then go over there. Yeah. But there was a few times on the way back, like driving from Milford, and it's like 9:00, and you're just like. But I'm like, I enjoy it. It was every worth time. It. It's worth it because I get the experience, meet new people, build new connections. I've built a lot of connections through these theaters. Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm slowly,
crazy.
Yeah. So, the more and more, whenever you get free time, man.
For sure.
Because the theater stuff, you got to commit like 2 months to it. That's the thing.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
It's tough. It's heavy. I just have the time. And with my new job, I can flex my hours any way I want.
Do you work from home or do you work
hybrid? So a majority of the week I'm home. But I have to record the Stay Paid podcast. Go ahead and check that out. The marketing podcast. I have to record that like once or twice a week. So maybe like once a week I go into the office, record, come back home.
Yeah.
On the computer, editing.
And is it like coding? Or is it?
No, I'm editing a podcast. Okay. I do what I do. Okay. That's why I like it. I'm doing what I love.
Dang, that's a bar. I do what I do. Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah, it's nice. That's nice. And then they only hired me because they saw my experience, like the stuff I do. So I got lucky because my channel was a resume.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool. All right. They said, you like doing podcasts? Here you go. Take the job.
Crazy.
There you go, though. Yeah.
Crazy.
So there's different routes of life. That's what we're all trying to say here. Yeah.
Is this the camera right here?
That's it right there. Go ahead.
Like you said.
You spit something motivational.
Like my man Ethan said, there's different routes to life, different kinds of knives. Get on path. Don't be too high to strive. If you feeling down, if you feeling deprived, go get it. It's time to shine. Don't stop. Don't be sad. Sunshine.
If I drop a beat, are you able to freestyle something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's end it on this note.
On a high note.
Oh, I want to say my quote that I said from before we even
say
started.
Motivational quote, please. So I'll make a clip out of it. I mean, the clips I make will really go viral sometimes. So,
at the end of the day, life is like, I don't like saying that life we have the same 24 hours, even though technically, like speaking, we do or whatever. But like, not everybody has the same 24 hours. But what I do like to say is, life is definitely a race.
Word.
And everybody, there's the main starting line. There's people who are going to be ahead of you, and then there's going to be people who are behind you. And you have that main starting line. And regardless of whether you're getting that head start or if you're already at like a disadvantage from starting, you still got to win that race at the end of the day. Like, nobody's going to care. Go win that race. Life isn't fair. Go win that race.
Ooh. Nice.
That's real rap, though.
That's good. No, that's good. Motivational clips do really well. So we'll clip that out.
Amen.
Let's end on our freestyle rap.
Amen.
Hang on,
He's
hang on,
putting
hang
it
on,
in.
man.
I can't.
Man.
No, we'll have Matt do it.
No.
Sheesh.
Like I was just saying, I can't, bro. Like, I can't think off the top.
Sheesh. Off the dome?
Off the dome.
I can't have, in a, like, a
Take
life
us
or
out,
death
Matt.
situation,
Take
but-
us
Off
out.
the mid? Oh,
Take us
man.
out in a beat. Hang on now.
Oh, man. Supreme? What is this? Hold
I don't
on.
know.
Sheesh.
I don't know. Hold on.
I'm nervous. All right, here we go. Yeah,
All right,
man,
everyone
I ain't
can hear
stretched my freestyle legs in a minute. Here we go, man. Uh-oh. Sheesh. All right, got like a Fortnite, 15-year-old kid type of vibe to it. All right, here we go. Sheesh. Trap number 11. Ew.
Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Here we go. Look. I said I'm sitting in Ethan's house. We doing a podcast. Yeah. And we busting it down. We can't stop. We don't frown. We get to the town.
Ooh.
I said I love rapping all day. I love to eat snack wraps. McDonald's all the way. I don't know if they sell them still. But I like drinking Mountain Dew. But I like loving on you. Not you. I'm talking about females. Or dudes. Not really. But you're cute.
Wow.
And I love you.
Is that what you got?
And that's it.
That's what you got?
That's it.
You
Because
did
I
your
love
best.
you.
You did your best. When's the last time you did a freestyle? It's been a while, huh?
I don't really
You-
freestyle like
you're a
I
little
like
rusty.
used to be better.
I have like a
Yeah,
fantasy.
you're a little rusty.
I have like a fantasy. I have one more thing to say. In the words of the late JFK, don't pray for easier lives. Pray to be stronger men.
Yeah, I knew he was about to say. I love that quote.
Well, everybody, thanks again for watching the show. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. A little all over the place, but hey, it's an episode we got out for you, the audience, because we care about the audience. We care about you. We're here to entertain you in several different kind of ways. We three gentlemen on an International Women's History Month podcast. How exciting is that, everybody? Well, remember, if you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on Instagram at Ethan Hahn Productions. You can find me on YouTube, Ethan Hahn Productions. We have vlogs, short films, SWAT Godfather's on the way. The release date is July 29th, and we're still filming the movie. And if you want to get a Snapchat out of me, Swagular25 is my Snapchat. Find me on Facebook, Ethan Aguilar. Everything will be left here in the graphic below on the video. How exciting. Med, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to, pitch? Nothing?
Nah.
Okay, Matt.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Matt, anything?
I want to say thank you for having me. I want to say that I'm trying to think of something deep to say. I already said something deep, but
More. Yeah, let's go more. Let's go deeper.
make sure you drink water.
Oh, facts. So let's take a sip right now.
Oh, yeah. ASMR.
Do you squeeze the-
You didn't even finish it.
I tried to do it, but
you didn't even finish
To
it.
be honest with you, I wasn't going to do it.
What in the world?
Why do y'all squeeze y'all water bottle when y'all drink y'all water?
No, I was being
I
dramatic.
squeeze it after. Like when I'm done, my water bottle's all mushed up. Yeah,
I tried to be dramatic, but
nice.
I try to be dramatic, but
Yeah.
like
Nice.
You
it
ever
didn't
see that
work
thing
out.
where they'll go like this beforehand and then they'll...
Some people be weird. Yeah.
Make sure you drink water.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something you want to do it. You know what I mean? Make sure you wipe your butt properly.
People gotta wash their butts.
No, seriously.
Some people don't
though.
wash their butts.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's number one.
Get a
But
bidet,
even more
get a
important
bidet,
than that.
get a bidet.
You know that,
Even more
you know I
important than
didn't
that.
know that until like COVID and like the
To
toilet
wash your butt, or that people don't wash their butts.
they don't wash their butts like COVID. No, it was the toilet paper thing.
Yeah, because people are freaking out.
They're like, oh my god, we don't have no toilet paper. What are we gonna do? I'm
You
like,
wash your butt.
Wash it with water and soap. Like,
I'm like, wait, so
Like,
you're
what's
telling
going on
me-
here? But that's not even the most. That's not even. That's because
Wash your butt. There we go.
wash your butt. But
Wash your butt.
even more importantly, toothbrush, toothpaste. If I have to, I will call you out. I will call you out.
Nothing worse than
Your breath should not stink in my presence. I don't care if you're 14 or 40. Wash your mouth. Gum, Trident, peppermint, something.
Yeah.
And take your time when you brush your teeth. Don't just, and that's it. Take your time when you brush your teeth. And scrub your tongue. That's where majority of like the smell is, on your tongue, not on
do
your
you do that
teeth.
noise?
Not on your lips.
He's doing a good job.
You know.
Keep going, yeah.
Not no, take your time, at least 5 minutes.
I can't even do that.
Especially if you're above the age of like 18. And that's it.
Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth.
Brush your teeth, wash your butt.
And brush your teeth and wash your butt.
Those are really important.
No doo-doo stains.
And when you shower, shampoo and conditioner, letting the water run down isn't doing everything for you. Oh, body wash. You guys do body wash?
Body wash.
Yeah, you gotta do body
Nah,
wash.
bar soap.
I use bar
Oh,
soap.
I do body wash.
Bar soap.
Yeah,
pH level.
nice. Well, all right. Well, there you go, everyone. Those are the 2 guests for you. And always remember, this has been Ethan Hahn Plus.
Ahmed.
Doe Matthew.